We have some new details emerging about the arrest of one of Mexico's Sinaloa cartel's most notorious kingpins. Ismael Mayo Zambada's lawyer releasing a two-page letter Saturday detailing the circumstances of his arrest, alleging he was kidnapped by rival drug lord Joaquin Guzman Lopez, one of the sons of the infamous El Chapo, who was arrested in 2014. The news coming a day after the U.S. ambassador to Mexico confirmed the cartel leader had been, quote, taken against his will when he arrived in Texas in late July. We reported here with our Allie Bradley that this was a setup. News Nation's Jorge Ventura live from San Antonio. Jorge, is El Mayo speaking out?
Yes, Adrienne, this is a first statement that we're getting from El Mayo describing what happened on July 25th. And since that sting operation, it still remains unclear how this operation was conducted. Mexican authorities had no idea this was being carried out on Mexican soil. But now El Mayo Zambada releasing a letter to his lawyer detailing what happened, saying that he was allegedly kidnapped by Joaquin Guzman, one of the sons of El Chapo. In that letter, quote, El Mayo says, "I did not turn myself in and I did not come voluntarily to the United States, nor did I have an agreement with either government. To the contrary, I was kidnapped and brought to the U.S. forcefully and against my will." El Mayo referring to his arrest in July when Joaquin Guzman, the son of El Chapo, lured the drug lord on a plane that landed in the United States, where U.S. authorities arrested the two men. In the letter, El Mayo says that he was asked by Joaquin Guzman to attend a meeting between local politicians in the Mexican state of Sinaloa that also included the governor of Sinaloa, Ruben Rocha Moya. According to El Mayo, he says he was led into a dark room. He was ambushed by a group of men, knocking him to the ground. He was handcuffed, a hood was placed over his head, and then he was forced into a pickup truck that was headed to an airstrip. El Mayo also adds that during this ordeal, he was assaulted several times, resulting in injuries. El Mayo also adding it was only a pilot himself and Guzman Lopez that was on that plane that landed in Santa Teresa, New Mexico, where federal agents waited for both men. Adrienne.
All right, Jorge, what is the U.S. ambassador, Ken Salazar, saying about this takedown and the response to this letter?
So according to Ken Salazar, he is saying that Zambada was taken to the U.S. against his will. He is still asking for the U.S. to give Mexican authorities really the full details of that operation. He's also confirming that no U.S. personnel resources were used, nor American aircraft was in the flight, and that the pilot of that plane wasn't American. This is the key detail here as well. Salazar implying that Joaquin Guzman intended to turn himself into U.S. authorities and brought El Mayo with him to receive more favorable treatment by U.S. authorities. But those details, as of now, still remain unclear, Adrienne.
What an interesting story. Jorge Ventura, thank you very much.
Thank you for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find News Nation on your television provider. And don't forget to click the red subscribe button below to get more of News Nation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.